Hey guys, Colton Lindbergh here with eXp Realty. Today we'll be doing a market update for the month of March 2025, and we'll make conclusions for the month of April. So first off, I want to kind of lay the groundwork here. We're looking at Torrance, Lomita, and San Pedro. The first data point we're going to take a look at is for residential properties, single family only. We're going to look at average sales price. So for Torrance, the average sales price for a single family home is $1.2 million. For Lomita, we're looking right at 970. San Pedro, we're looking at 1.1. Now, most of these numbers are either right where they were last month or very, very close. We can see that Lomita's dipped a little bit, maybe by 1%, but San Pedro has gained by 13%. So what does this mean? This means that, hey, the market's still really strong. In terms of sales price, again, guys, this is just the average. So there's going to be homes that are well above this, and there's going to be homes that are well below this. But on average, we're looking right around these numbers. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about shopping. And if you're thinking about selling, you want to keep in mind that, hey, look, there's going to be some properties that are going to be over the average, and there's some that are going to be under. And that's really important to find an agent to actually quantify that and show you what your property would be like. Now we're going to look at the days on market. Now the days on market, how long are these homes sticking around before they sell? So now we're looking at the average days on market for the areas. And we can see in Torrance, it's 15 days on average. In Lomita, it's 30. In San Pedro, it's 50. Now, these are just for the single family homes. If we were to go and look at condos as well, some of these numbers might creep up a little bit because condos can tend to stick around a little bit longer. But do these numbers worry me? They don't. So we're seeing right now that we're reaching almost an equilibrium in the market in terms of supply and demand. Torrance, we're still going to be below the equilibrium point where we want to see. Lomita, we're starting to creep up and towards that equilibrium, and San Pedro as well. So the next thing to really show us what is going on in the market is going to be the months of supply. So months of supply basically means if no new homes were to come on the market, how soon in terms of months would it take for all those homes to be gone? And that's measured in months. Ideally, we want to see anywhere from 4 to 6 months of supply. That means we're going towards that balanced market, or we're in that balanced market. As we can see, we are 1.8 months in Torrance, Lomita is 2.3, and San Pedro is 3.3. So as we can see, we're starting to all creep up in all those areas. So what that's telling me is that the market is starting to creep up more and more towards a balanced market, but we are still in a seller's market. So again, that means that there is not enough supply out there for all the home buyers who are looking to buy. Now, if you're thinking about buying a home, there's some ways to combat this. There's ways to find properties that have been overlooked by other people. And I'd be more than happy to show you guys my strategy on getting homes that are undervalued and getting them for a great price for my clients. So feel free to reach out to me on that. But in terms of selling, we're seeing that there's not a whole lot of competition out there. Yes, the days on market have gone up, but in terms of supply on the market and your competition for selling, there's not a whole lot. Now we're going to look at the percentage of original list price. Basically, this number means, okay, if I were to sell my home, how much of my asking price would I be get on average? So as we can see in Torrance, that the average home is selling for just basically slightly over their asking price. In Lomita, we're looking a little bit lower, and in San Pedro, we're looking again right at about 100%. So like I'm saying, we're seeing this creep towards a balanced market where there is people who are willing to pay the asking price or really, really close to it because the property is correctly valued, and there's just the right amount of market conditions with supply and demand that these homes are valued correctly, and that the buyers are actually willing to pay the price that the sellers are looking. Now, that being said, it has to be priced correctly, right? Now, this is on average, so I'm sure that there's a bunch of homes out there that are just way overpriced and people aren't looking at them. And that's probably what's drawing the days on market up in some of these places like San Pedro and Lomita. But it really comes down to finding the right agent who knows the market like the back of their hand and knows how to accurately price properties to get them sold and under those days on market. If you guys have any questions about how my team accurately prices properties and gets homes sold in 30 days or less, feel free to reach out to me and be happy to walk you through it. But now we're going to be looking at the amount of active listings and new listings. So the amount of active listings in Torrance, we have 90 active listings. These are just single family homes. In Lomita, we have 14, and in San Pedro, we have 71. So you can kind of see that even though Torrance has a lot of listings compared to the other areas, they are still going very, very quickly and for right around asking price, slightly over as we saw. Lomita, 14. Lomita is obviously a smaller area compared to Torrance and San Pedro, so that makes a lot of sense to me. But the interesting part is we're actually up 40%, which means that these active listings are staying around a little bit longer, and we saw that again reflected back on days on market. Now in San Pedro, we're looking at 71. So if you guys are looking in these areas, there's a bunch of homes for you guys to go check out. Make sure you get on that. And if you're thinking about selling, some of these homes might be your competition. So finding an agent who can do an accurate CMA or comparative market analysis, where they look and compare and contrast the different properties that are available and compare them to yours, is really, really key, making sure that you guys get top dollar for your home. Now, the amount of new listings. How many new listings do we see past month? We saw that 73 new listings. That's up 9% from last month. We saw 11 in Lomita. That's 83% up from last month. We saw 42 in Torrance. So people are selling. There's always new homes coming onto the market. Every week we see probably about like 16 new homes in Torrance, probably about like 3 or 4 in Lomita, and then San Pedro we see probably about 10. So there's a bunch of homes that are coming on the market every single week. So make sure you guys are keeping up to date with any emails that you might be getting about new homes if you're seriously looking. All right, guys. Well, I'm Colton Limberg with eXp Realty. I hope this information helped. If you guys want me to do a specific area, feel free to reach out to me. All my information is down below. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your week. Okay, bye-bye.